I've really been enjoying these extra rest days that I've been taking. They've really helped with my recovery. I'm able to go into the gym now with so much more energy, and I've actually been making some pretty quick progress, or quicker progress than I have been the last couple of weeks. So I think it's pretty conclusive. I think that I can say I was probably overtraining, and it is kind of a shame because I don't only use the gym for getting bigger and getting stronger. I use it as a mental clarity, a tool to take my stress out, my anger out, or just any bottled up emotions. I feel like I'm able to just bench press it away. And even I've noticed on days where I'm not going to the gym, I'm not doing these talks, so I'm not my mind's not getting cleared as much. And I've noticed on the rest days I do have, my mental state is not as good, but it does mean I look forward to the gym more. And when I get in the gym, because I'm doing less volume, I know that I really have to bring it, and I really have to fucking go for it and take every single set to failure. And I think that's partly why I've been making the progress I've been making. So in that respect with the gym, I'm on a nice path. But yeah, it's kind of a shame I've lost that the fact that I'm now not going every day. I think as well, one of my biggest idols, I guess you could say, is Sam Sulek. I think I've mentioned that a bunch of times on these talks. It's partly why I'm even doing these talks. It's very similar sort of thing to he does. He does his car talks on the way to the gym. He mainly just talks about gym stuff. But I feel like that's where I differ slightly. I'm riding a bike to the gym, I'm getting my cardio in, and I don't just talk about gym stuff. Well, I know I have been today, but I talk about other shit as well. But that's besides the point. Anyway, I take a lot of inspiration from Sam, and he basically goes to the gym every single day. And there's a very big, very key difference between me and Sam Sulek, other than the fact that he weighs double what I weigh. And that is steroids. I think a lot of people or a lot of gym influencers who train as frequently as they do, I think just have to be on some sort of performance enhancing drug that allows them to recover at the speed they do. Because I guess it could also just be partly a genetic thing, but there's this reoccurring trend whenever I start a bulking phase where, after dieting down for so long, I just have this all this fire built up inside me, ready to start lifting again. And in the first couple of weeks, I trained my fucking arse off, and I think I probably trained too hard in that period of time, because, as I say, I've got that fire in me, I'm just ready to fucking go at it. And I then just end up hitting this wall a couple weeks into the bulk, And I kind of pushed through it last time, but I made decent gains on my last bulk, but I feel like I could have made much more. And you know, that's why I enjoy the gym so much, because it's not like you do one thing one day, like, and that's it, you get your result the next day or the same day. Like, no. It's the complete opposite. Every single day you're like putting in the work to be consistent and making sure I'm getting progressive overload in, and I'm eating my meals, getting my macros in, getting my calories in every single day, being consistent. And that's what adds up. And yeah, when you then, I don't know, I kind of lost my train of thought there. I just hit a wall, and this time I've like switched it up. Oh, that's kind of what I was going to say. It's experience. That's what it is ultimately. Because I do the same thing every day, like, it's such a great example of long-term gratification. Like, I'm putting in all this time over such a long period of time for a payoff that, you know, my dream physique, I'm nowhere near it, and I'm like 2 years deep into the gym now, just over 2 years and 1 month, and you know, I'm nowhere near where I want to be. But that's why I love it so much, because I'm just like constantly learning and adapting and, you know, experimenting. I've only got this one body to live in for the rest of my life, so, you know, I'm gonna treat it nicely. I'm not gonna fucking, you know, do anything I shouldn't to it. I need to treat my body nicely, because I've only got one of them. So the whole process of the gym it's more than just getting big to me. It's a whole, like, I draw a lot of parallels with the gym to meditation, and the gym's taught me so much more than just how to build muscle. It's taught me like how to be consistent. It's taught me about nutrition. It's taught me about how my mind works, you know? I think most people, most people probably don't train to failure, and that's not exactly their fault. Well, I guess it kind of is. Like, it's fucking hard to train to failure. To like have 200 kilo sat on a leg press above you, to have like the mental capacity to press that shit over and over and over again till your legs literally cannot take it anymore. Your whole body is exhausted. That's fucking hard. That's really, really hard. And I think that's why a lot of people just like stall out with the gym and don't ever really make gains, because they lack that mental capacity. And I don't want to sound like egotistical or whatever, but like, I have that mental capacity to do it. I mean, it's funny because in hindsight, like when I first started training, I thought I was training hard, but in reflection, like I probably wasn't training half as hard as I do now. And I think, so I was thinking about this the other day, like I obviously had newbie gains when I first started the gym, but when I like finally started understanding shit about like diet and how to lift properly and progressive overload and all that bollocks. That's when I like truly started making some like substantial gains, like noticeable gains. And even now on this bulk, I'm only like 4 or 5 weeks in, and like just looking in the mirror, like filming myself posing, I can already see like the difference. And I feel like the first like 6 months of my training, I feel like I didn't really get that. And I think that might also be because I was sort of just fat. So you couldn't really see the muscle I was building. Whereas I think if I had started out skinny and started building muscle from there, you probably would have seen more progress. So I feel like my whole first 6 months of training, I felt like I didn't really make any progress. I mean, I got stronger, so obviously I was making progress. But yeah, I just find it interesting that I feel like I'm making more progress now because now I'm leaner, I'm able to see the gains I'm making, and it's just a fucking cool process. The gym is so... If you don't go to the gym, you don't know the feeling. And especially if you don't go to the gym for the right reasons. Like, I think there's a lot of people who go to the gym just to say they've gone to the gym, and they fucking, you know, throw some little pathetic weights around. I'm talking like if you go to the gym and you fucking dedicate your time and, you know, dedicate your body to the gym. Give it your mental resources and learn how to do it properly. It becomes like this form of escape. Like, I feel like I'm a different person when I step inside the gym. Like, I don't want to say locked in, because I feel like that needs to be left in 2025, but I guess that is dialed in. That's basically the same thing. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I just feel like, I don't know, I'm in a good place with the gym, and the mental benefits for me, I mean, even going back to the reason why I started going to the gym, I was using it as a form of escape. And yeah, I guess like as I'm getting older and I'm making the gains I want to make, I'm getting more experience, like my reason for going to the gym is very different to what it was 2 years ago. It's a very cool feeling to like make progress at something like every single day. Like, you just know you can wake up and no matter what, like if your life is going to shit, everything feels like it's going wrong, like you've just got that one thing in your life. Like, it might not even be the gym, but for me that's what the gym is. Like, I can wake up every day knowing I'm making progress. And even like when I'm not, when I hit like a wall, as I said, and now I feel like I've kind of broken out that wall, it still feels like progress, because over the long run I know I'm not going to be stuck at that wall forever. It is just a wall, and it's there to be broken. It's there to reach the next level. It's like a fucking boss fight, you know? You might just have to try a different move, you know? Fucking level your character up. Try a different exercise for a bit. Build strength in another way to try and progressive overload. Or whatever it is you're trying to progressive overload, you know? If you're trying to bench press and you constantly benching and you can't figure out why your bench isn't going up, well, You know, maybe your shoulders are too weak, or maybe your triceps are too weak. So, you know, go and fucking try and progressive overload your triceps and start stacking more weight when you're doing an overhead press or some lateral raises. There's always a way to get past that wall. But when you get past that wall, it is a blissful feeling. And that's kind of where I'm at now. I started making another YouTube video today, which is like the first one I've started making since fucking, I don't even know. I think it's this year. I think my last one was like the end of last year, so it's been almost a month. And I don't really know what prompted me to do it. I just kind of had an idea. This is for my Formula 1 channel, is the one I'm talking about now, not this one. I just had an idea, and you know, I'm gonna take my time with it. I've filmed a few bits for it already, but I'm not too sure about it. But as I say, I'm gonna take my time with it. I'm gonna edit it, and I want it to be perfect. And I know, like, a lot of the times, especially with YouTube stuff, like trying to chase perfection is kind of pointless. I think most of the time, like, if you go 90% of the way there, it will be enough. But I think with how my last few videos were performing, I don't want to take any risks. So I'm gonna leave no stone unturned, and I'm gonna make sure whatever it is I upload at the end of it is absolutely something I am happy with. And I think that's the way I've got to do it. I've got to be 100% happy with it, because that's how I was right at the start. I was chasing perfection. I was taking my time editing it. I was making sure the scenes were perfect. And that's where I started getting results. It was kind of where I took my foot off the gas and I was getting complacent with my upload frequency. And that's when I started, bloody hell. That's when my views started dropping off, which is super interesting, really. That, like, my views had such a big correlation to my work output and the amount of time I put into each video. So I think that's the strat, and that's what I'm going with anyway. And I think I just need like one video to start performing decently again, and I'm gonna be hooked back on it.